Welcome back to another lesson, everyone. During the last couple lessons, we discussed how to answer various question types that would appear in the IELTS academic reading section. This lesson, we're going to go through the instruction part of the question and look at understanding word limits. Let's begin by looking at the types of instructions you might see. First of all, write one word only. As it states, this means your answer should only consist of a single word. For example, how many fingers are there in a human hand? What would count as correct if you were asked to write it in one word would be 5. What would be marked incorrect is if you've written a numerical 5, as it's a number, not a word. Writing 5 fingers would also be incorrect. Even though it's words and it is the correct answer, it has 2 words. Also, if you write a combination of numbers and words, it will be marked incorrect. Let's go on to look at the next set of instructions, which are writing one word and or a number. This means that you can use a single word, a single number, or both as an answer. We'll look at an example of this now. The question, how many years make a decade? Let's look at what is considered correct. If you write TEN, a word answer, that will be correct. Similarly, if you write 10 in numerical form, it will also be marked correct. Your answer will also be correct if you write a number and words, like we see here, numerical 10 and years in words, because it's one word and one number. Moving on to the instructions where it asks you to write no more than 2 words. This means you can write either one word or 2 words as an answer, but not more than that. Looking at our example question, in which direction does the sun rise? Answer 1, east. This is correct because even though you cannot write more than 2 words, less than is allowed. Answer 2, the east. This also works because it's 2 words. What won't work is answer 3, where it says in the east. As you can see, this is 3 words, so it's incorrect. And the last example we're going to look at is no more than 2 words and or a number, where your answer can have up to 2 words or just one number or both. So if we look at our sample question, when is Christmas celebrated? The correct written answer would include 25th of December, as 25 is one number of and December are 2 words. Now, since we've been looking at the various question types in previous lessons, let's look at which of these question types have these instructions with a short recap. They are summary table and or flowchart completion, where you have to complete sentences or a summary with words taken from a reading text. Sentence completion, again, where you have to complete sentences taken from the reading text. Note completion, where you're filling out gaps in a set of incomplete notes. Diagram label completion, where you have to complete labels on a diagram which relates to a description contained in the text. And short answer questions, where you have to answer questions providing a short answer. Before we move on to an exercise, let's look at some key tips. First of all, you can write numbers in either Arabic numerals or in words. Second of all, contracted words like doesn't, isn't, can't, etc. are not accepted as answers. Hyphenated words like high-tech, brother-in-law, close-up, long-term, etc. are considered to be a single word. Now, on to our exercise. Have a look at the sample passage titled The Eiffel Tower. I'll read out the instructions and the questions for you. Choose no more than 2 words from the passage for each answer. Number 1, a total of 300 workers and 15,000 iron pieces were required to complete the construction of the. Number 2, there are 3 different levels in the Eiffel Tower, which are all the. Number 3, the topmost platform is blank above the ground. Number 4, a gallery, restaurant, and souvenir kiosk are located on the. And number 5, the summit features a history of the Eiffel Tower along with the blank of Gustave Eiffel. Now take a moment to read through the passage and answer the questions. Following that, I'll go through the answers. Be on the lookout for keywords in the question and the passage. Okay, let's go through the answers. For number 1, a total of 300 workers and 15,000 iron pieces were required to complete the construction of the. Eiffel Tower. Looking at the title, we can understand that the answer is the Eiffel Tower, even though it's not directly mentioned in the first sentence. Number 2, there are 3 different levels in the Eiffel Tower, which are all the observatory platforms. The answer can be found in the third sentence. Number 3, the topmost platform is 276 meters above the ground. The answer can be found in the second sentence. Number 4, a gallery, restaurant, and souvenir kiosk are located on the first level. The key words we're looking out for here are gallery, restaurant, and kiosk, and we can find it in the fourth sentence. And number 5, the summit features a history of the Eiffel Tower along with the wax reproduction or office of Gustave Eiffel. Both answers work. And last but not least, we can find the answer in the second last sentence. And there we have it, understanding word limit instructions and how to tackle them. Again, it's very important to read the instructions before answering, especially when it comes to these. Remember, it's a make or break action for you because one word too many could affect your score. See you in the next lesson.